Okay, this is chapter 2, solving equations, lesson 2.2. We are going to be solving two-step equations. So in 2.1 we did one step, 2.2 is two-step equations. All right, let's get started. Warm up, find the solution for each. So in this warm up, x plus 11 equals negative 14. We were supposed to subtract 11 from both sides. You would get x alone because these cancel equals negative 25. In the second one, we've got negative 6 plus a equals 22. You should have added 6 to both sides. You would have gotten a equals 22 plus 6 is 28. Now, I know some of you got confused with this one. You could have thought about it as a plus negative 6 and also subtracted negative 6, which is the same as adding 6 to both sides, okay? Either way would have worked. All right, now we've got 2 over 3x equals 12. You should have multiplied by 3 over 2 to cancel these out. And when you multiply by 3 over 2 to the right side, you get x equals, the 12 can cancel with the 2, giving us a 1 down here and a 6 up here. So 6 times 3 is 18. All right, let's start it with 2.2, two-step equation. So guys, very important, go ahead and highlight. Addition and subtraction come first, okay? So for these two-step equations, we've got 2x plus 3 equals 15. So if addition and subtraction come first, let's go ahead and subtract 3. Again, guys, what we want to do is isolate this variable x. So we're going to do everything we can to get rid of the numbers around x. So we're going to subtract 3 first from both sides. What we're left with is going to be 2x. These cancel. Equals 15 minus 3 gives us 12. Now we've got to do another step. We have to divide by 2. This is the second step, okay? So now we're going to be left with x equals 6. So we are not using any new strategies, okay? We're just applying what we knew about one-step equations, but we have to apply it twice because there's 2 steps now. There's subtraction for this one, and there was also division. You can always check your answer by grabbing this x and plugging it back into the original equation. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do 2. Let's plug in our x, which is 6, plus 3 equals 15. Okay, so we're going to plug in that 6. So now we've got 2 times 6, which will give us 12. The reason we did multiplication first is obviously because of PEMDAS. Okay, don't forget about PEMDAS. We're going to use it for the whole year. So 12 plus 3 equals 15. This becomes 15 on the left side and then 15 on the right side, saying that they're equal. That is correct. That's a true statement. So we know that our answer, x equals 6, works. Next one, all right, here we go. So 5 equals t over 2 minus 3. Let's do this one. So again, addition and subtraction first. Our first step is either going to be a plus or a minus, okay? Because these are normal two-step equations. Let's add 3 to both sides. Get that one out of there. This becomes 8 equals t over 2. Because these are going to cancel. Now, let's multiply both sides by 2. We're going to get 16 equals t. All right. Oh, remember, our second step was to multiply or divide. Okay, so we've got negative t plus 8 equals 3. Again, first step, add or subtract. So let's take away this 8. We're going to be left with negative t equals negative 5. Our second step is to multiply or divide. In this case, this negative t is the same as negative 1 times t. okay? The reason is because just like when we have 1t, we write it as t, okay? Whenever there's an not an imaginary, but an invisible 1 in front of that t. So this becomes, we're going to divide by -1, divide by -1. These will cancel. So what we're left with is t equals +5, because two negative numbers divided by each other gives us a positive. All right, let's move on. Word problems. Again, so for these word problems, guys, the most important thing that you guys do is you highlight what the question is asking you for and you make that your variable. So let's read this one. You are making a bulletin board to advertise community service opportunities in your town. You plan to use half a sheet of construction paper for each ad. You need 5 sheets of construction paper for a title banner. You have 18 sheets of construction paper. How many ads can you make? There it is. How many ads can you make? So we are going to make this our variable x. X is going to be how many ads you can make. Okay, now there's also what it gave us. So we have to figure out what the question gave us. So it told us, so we've got to find out what the question gave us. So I'm going to highlight that in a different color. And it told us you can plan to use half a sheet of construction paper for each ad. And then you also need 5 sheets of construction paper for a title banner. And you have 18 sheets of construction paper in total, okay? So that total value is very important. That total value we're gonna put on one side of the equation by itself. So I'm just gonna write 18 equals, okay? And we need 1 title banner, so that's gonna require 5 sheets of construction paper. And we have to add our x times half a sheet of construction paper per ad, okay? So this ends up writing as 18 equals 5 plus, remember we can flip-flop this 1/2 and the x as 1/2 x. Now we've got a 2-step equation that we can solve. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 5 from both sides. This left side will become 13 equals, these cancel and we're left with 1/2x. Now remember, whenever we have a fraction, we can multiply by the reciprocal. In this case, this could also be written as x/2. And so we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So the 2's will cancel and you're left with x equals 2 times 13 is 26. So we took that complicated word problem and we turned it into a 2-step equation and we solved for our variable. All right. Now, the next thing that you guys need to know for 2-step equations is when we have 2 terms in the numerator. In this case, we have x minus 7 all over 3. And this is where we do not add or subtract first, okay? Make sure that you highlight that. So before in this lesson, we were adding or subtracting as our first step. These, we are not going to do that, okay? This is where we are going to multiply or divide first. So in this case, let's multiply by something that will cancel something else out. I see that the 3 would cancel, so we're going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, now once we've done that, we're left with x minus 7, which was the numerator, from the left side, equals -12 times 3 on the right. That's -36. And all we have to do from here is just add 7 to both sides. And voila, we have our answer. So x equals -36 plus 7 will give us -29. All right, do another one. So we've got d minus 7 over 7 equals -2. What we're going to do here is we're going to multiply by 7 to both sides. The reason we're doing that is because this will cancel, okay? Remember, each time we multiply or add or subtract or divide by something, something should cancel from the side with the variable. So now we've got -14 equals d minus 7, because the 7 in the denominator is gone, and then we're just going to add 7 to both sides, which will give us negative 7 equals d. All right, now we've got another problem for us. So we've got negative x minus 4 equals 9. Let's use 2 steps to solve this one. So let's add 4 to both sides. The reason we're going back to adding first is because there's nothing in the denominator. This isn't a fraction on the left side, okay? So we're going to add 4. Those are going to cancel, and we're going to be left with negative x equals 9 plus 4 gives us 13. So now, remember, this x can be written as negative 1 times x equals 13, and then we can divide by negative 1, which will give us x equals negative 13. All right, one more, guys. In our exit ticket, I want you guys to tell me what is the difference between one-step and two-step equations, okay? Some of the differences that you guys could have included could have been that one requires one step. And the other takes 2. Simple, okay? Another difference is in one-step equations, we did not see 2 terms in the numerator. Okay? In two-step equations, we had to use addition and subtraction and multiplication and division. In the same equation, okay? There are multiple differences. These are just a few of them, all right? And here's your homework. Good luck, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.